Hello. I'm doing conlangs today because this is what I currently can bring myself to do. So that's nice. Where's my husband? Ludwig has sent me more things. Today, me and one of my coworkers, a straight guy, by the way, were just back and forth calling each other like handsome, babe, sweetheart, honey, and stuff like that, just every time we saw each other at work. I think it confused some of the other people, but I thought it was hilarious, so, you know. Alright, so I'm doing this according to the Biblaridian tutorial. I've already watched this one though. This is the phonology one. Phonotactics, get out of here. Only voiceless stops. Ciclet tune. So the thing is, I can't really open anything else on this thing because, like, if I open this, for instance, what you see on Wikipedia, actually it works pretty fine because Wikipedia has weird, you can just see, like, these Arabic influence. The Yoruba language is spoken by the ethnic Yoruba, pluricentric language. Interesting. Candomblé? What's that? That is a crazy outfit. Oh my god, that's so cool. Not to be confused with candombe. What's that? Candombe, which is a style of music and dance. That's neat. This originated in Uruguay. And this is... This is interesting. Oh yeah, this is pretty similar to Orija. Where's my Yoruba book? Give me my Yoruba book, you bastards. There it is. I should just buy this book. I've had this in my house for so long, but it's from the library. They just are letting me keep it at my house. Where's the Oyo Empire? Yeah, it's Orisa. Orisa Oko. If we go back to the religion segment of this book, I'm just gonna... This is an enormous book, by the way. I think it's like 14 inches tall and like 12 inches not 12 inches thick. That would be insane. It's like 14 inches tall and like 10 inches from side to side. Oh god, why is it wet? What happened? Why are you wet? Don't be wet. You're a book. Please, no. Don't do this to me. I love this book, though. It's so neat. The Yoruba religion, in particular, I think is very cool. So, stone images of... Let's see. Asai? This is really interesting. Supo. Ife, Origins of Art and Civilization. I've read basically none of this book, I'm realizing. It is so cool, though. There's this one really funny picture of an African king. Which book is this? Which one? It doesn't label the damn... Fuck. The king of Otun with his wives, and, like, there's 3 women there, and they all look, like, pissed. Like, they're all just sitting there, like, I am so tired. And I don't know why. It's just kind of funny to me. Where's the... Ase, and yeah. If, this is the kind of book where I'm like probably one of the 10 people that's run it. Why are you drunk? You're a child. Get out of here. You're literally lying. You're a baby. You were born yesterday, Saki. This is unreasonable. Anyway, good night. I think he appeared just to say that and then left. King behavior. I'm gonna go in the voice channel and just like sit there. I don't even have my headphones on. That's how god gamery I am. I'll just turn the audio output capture on if we get to that. Alright, so I like how the thing I'm doing isn't even what's on the screen. Where the hell are the Ori Inu? Is cited in the inner head, a reflection of the Yoruba conception of self as having exterior and interior aspects. Oh, interesting. Where's the one page that I'm looking for? What's the word that caught my fancy? Wasn't it Orisha? Would that be Orisha or Oriza or Orija? Oludamare is in this. I know that for sure. The crown is an Orisa, so that's pretty damn similar to Orisha or Ja or whatever that is. Oludamare is literally just Yoruba though. Or from a particular Orisa. What does that mean? Please help. Yoruba culture is so interesting though. Apparently this is where I stopped. Oh, this is very interesting. Okay, so we're basing part, I'm just gonna keep this with me. The book, I mean. We're basing part of, this is really interesting. Portuguese colonialists sacrificed animals. I don't know how I feel about that, dear. Those words are not, no, Egun might be, but these are not, Yoruba words for sure, so I would know. I'm a goddamn genius. The majority of them Yoruba, Fon, and Bantu. Yeah, that makes sense. Yoruba people are largely in Nigeria and I think the country just south of that. Excuse me. I'm most curious about the beliefs. Yeah, Oludamare, that's just Yoruba straight up. Orishas. Okay, so that's X for the sound Sha. Aboros, Iabas. These are varyingly conceived as ancestral figures or embodiments of the forces of nature. 12. Interesting. Yeah, because those would be based on the Yoruba gods. Oshala, depicted as a frail old man who walks with a pachoral scepter as a walking stick. Practitioners commonly believe that Olurun tasked him with creating humanity. In some accounts, all of the junior Orishas are the children of Oshala and one of his two wives, Nana and Nana. Yeah, that's because that makes it nasal. Nana and Lamanja. Yamanja? It would be Yamanja. This trio are associated with water, Oshala with freshwater, Nana with the rain, and Lamanja with the ocean. Other accounts present this cosmogony differently, for instance by claiming that Oshala fathered all other Orishas alone, having created the world from a mingao pudding. An alternative claim among practitioners is that Nana is the grandmother of Oshala and the mother of Imanja, the latter becoming both mother and wife to Oshala. So the idea being Nana. Interesting. So she would be the oldest being then, wouldn't she? Interesting. Shango is the Orisha associated with thunder and lightning. One of his wives is Oba, a warrior who only has one ear. Interesting. Ogum is the Orisha of battle and of iron, often depicted with a machete. Her companion is Oshosi, the male Orisha of the hunt and forest. So he is not her husband necessarily, just her companion. Obalio Obaluai would be Obaluai. I'm feeling Obaluai, or Omolu. A bit easier to say. Obaluai is the Orisha associated with infectious disease and its cure, while Wasanyin is associated with leaves, herbs, and herbal knowledge. Oya is the Orisha of wind and storms. Oshumare is regarded as both male and female and is portrayed as a serpent or a rainbow. Oshum is the Orisha of love, beauty, wealth, and luxury, and is associated with fresh water, fish, mermaids, and butterflies. She is married to Ifa. That's just straight up a Yoruba god. Isn't Ifa... Let me check my book. I could just check the book with all the gods' names on it. Aye. And where... So, the gods are mentioned here. No, Ifa is... Two sacred powers... Ifa, actually a Yoruba system of divination. Okay, that would make sense to have the god of divination just be named the system of divination. That would make sense. Yeah, Oloron is also the name of Oludumare in the original thing. And the gods... Where the fuck does it list the gods? Oh, yeah. Okay, so we have... And it's Orisa and not Orisha. It's Orisa and not Orisha. And those are the gods. So, I guess I was wrong about the other thing. Orisha, Orisa. So they just changed the sound a bit there. And we have the male gods, which are generally the, like, what are they called? Orisa, no, how do you say that? Gbo, Gbe, Gbe, Gbona, Gbegona. That might be close. I don't know. Those are generally male, and they're the hot temperamental gods. And then we have the cool, temperate, symbolically white gods, the Orisa Funfun. And we have, in the Orisa Funfun, we have Obatala, Wasui, Wasanyan, Wadudua, Yamoja, Yewa, and Oba, and those are queens of various rivers, Olosa and Olokun. And then the hot gods are generally male, Ogun, Sango, Obalue, Obaluaye. So that's pretty similar to the one that was like. This is fascinating to learn about. Where was the other one? Okay, so here we have the Obaluai, whereas originally it was Obaluaye. At least I think that's Yai. I don't know how to pronounce that, to tell you the truth. So that also that one also does not have their own Wikipedia page. It's interesting to me that this religion features several the only two gods that are like explicitly warriors that I've read so far are Oba and Ogum, who are both women, which I find interesting. This guy also has multiple wives. Wow. I mean, you might as well if you're going to be a god. Temple is the Orisha of time. That's definitely not Yoruba, I think, because they generally don't have consonant sounds next to each other. Yeah, they generally don't. No, in some cases, I think it's usually, let me check something real quick. Whoops. I think it's usually a nasal and a plosive next to each other. And that was, no, that would have worked though. That would have worked. Temple. The inhumanity. Katunago. Loco. Oh, that's interesting. The Orica Exu. No, Eshu. Does that? It sounds like a Yoruba. Is there like a definitive list of Yoruba gods? 1 second. Yoruba. Just ignore anything. Oh, God. 1 second. I hate that it does this. I wish it didn't. Yoruba religion. Give it to me, Wikipedia. Give it to me straight. There's no way that the Yoruba religion isn't described here. Just saying. Yemoja. Oh, that's so cool. Check out that outfit. Oludumare, yeah. Have revolved a robust cosmology. Olupona. Ase. The life force energy that regulates all movement and activity in the universe. Every thought and action of each person or being in... Is that Aiye? Aiye? I'm not certain. Wait. What's that called on here? Isn't it just called Aiye? Yeah, it's just called Aiye here. I guess it's just spelled differently. That would be Aiye? Animistic. Yeah, this is a very interesting religion. Learning about it is very interesting for me. Every person living on Earth attempts to achieve perfection and find their destiny in Orun Rere. Spiritual realm of those who do good and beneficial things. Where is that? That doesn't mention that, actually. Interesting. Gbona. Gib. I don't know, how do I say that sound? Gbona. Gib. Gib. Gbon. Gib. 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 Is that gub? Gub. 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 Ooh, I'm dying. Okay, so animistic, firmly attached to place. Yeah, it's like pretty attached to oyo. Oyo? That looks like an internet symbol or something like that, doesn't it? Oyo? Iwa pele, or well balanced, meditative recitation, sincere veneration is sufficient to strengthen the ori inu of most people. Interesting. Obatala. Correct spelling. Oh wait, it's pronounced the same? Oh, interesting. This is crazy. The subsequently citation needed. This is so cool. This is good. They just have an entire list. Runmila. Is this one of the... Does it list? It doesn't list if they're one of the hot or cold gods. Does it mention that here? Babalawas, or Orumila's subordinates as priests and followers. Interesting. Oh, interesting. So Eshu is, yeah, he is in both of them, it turns out. Candomblé, he's right here. Eshu. But it's interesting that he's second place here, because they're not in alphabetical order. Olorons. Known for his phallic powers. Phallic powers? Why are his powers phallic? Wow, incredible. Iron War and Metallurgy. That's it. So that would align with the Candomblé god Ogun. No, it would align with the one that was like... No, it would, right? Ogun? It's pretty... It's just instead of so, yeah. Yamonja? Patron of the Ogun River. So this is one of the queens. Spiritual mother of Sango. According to Olorishas, she is the amniotic fluid in the womb of the pregnant woman, as well as the breasts which nurture. She is considered the protective energy of the feminine force. The second wife of Shango is this. Who is the first wife? Who is the first wife of Shango? Of associated with virility. Okay. Why isn't there a citation for that? Yeah, there's no citations for any of this except for Eshu's thing. I do like this, though. This is pretty cool. She is said to have entered into a river at Osogbo. Osogbo. That sounds right. The Yoruba clerics ascribed to her sensuality, beauty, and gracefulness, symbolizing both their people's search for clarity and a flowing motion. She is associated with several powers, including abilities to heal with cool water, induction of fertility, and the control of the feminine essence. Women appeal to her for childbearing and for the alleviation of female disorders. What would female disorders entail? I'm curious. The Yoruba traditions describe her as being fond of babies, and her intervention is sought if a baby becomes ill. Oshun is also known for her love of honey. Fair enough. Associated with virility, masculinity, fire, and stones, Oyo warriors, and magnetism. What doesn't he do? Oh my god. He is said to have the abilities to transform base substances into those that are pure and valuable. He was the Oba of Oyo at some point in its history. So he was the king of Oyo at some point in its history. He derived his nickname Obakoso from the tales of his immortality. Shango is the Orisha of the Thunderbolt, said to have ruled in ancient times over the kingdom of Oyo. Also known as Jakuta, stone thrower, and Obakoso, the king does not hang. He doesn't? Okay, fair enough. The third wife of the one-time Oba of Oyo called Shango. Why wouldn't it just say the third wife of Shango? Because that's how it says it here. It should just say it the same way. She is said to have entered into the river Niger. She is often described as the Tempest, guardian of the cemetery, winds of change, storms in progression. Due to her personal power, she is usually depicted in the company of her husband Shango. She is the Orisha of rebirth. Osanyan, represented as one-eyed, one-hand, and one-legged figure, he is the Orisha of herbs, plants, magic, and healing. Fair enough. Babalo Aye is meaning Lord Ruler of the World, okay. And a widely feared Orisha, he is also known as Sopona, the deity of smallpox, and Obalue Luaye, he is the Orisha of diseases and sickness. While he has the power to inflict smallpox and other disease, he is also associated with the ability to heal those afflicted with disease. In the 20th century, worship of Oba Luaye was banned by the British colonial government as they were believed to purposefully infect people with smallpox. Oh, interesting. Weird also. Orisha of the Yewa River associated with cemeteries, clarity, beauty, dreams, and magic. What isn't she associated with? Oh my god, there's two people here who are associated with magic. That seems excessive. She lives in the cemetery with Oba and Oya. So her and is Oba on here? Yeah, she's just at the bottom. Why is the first wife at the bottom? Shouldn't they be like in order? They're not like in alphabetical order. Why are they like this? Where are we? Oh yeah. She lives in the cemetery with Oba and Oya. She brings her souls to her sister Oya, meaning she is the initiator of the beginning of all change that occurs. Explicit or loud speech near her places of worship is not tolerated. Wouldn't that be R? Because those are two things. There is also a patiki of how this Orisha was able to effectively trick death itself. Also, Yewa cannot be venerated near Shango, as according to the Patakis, he molested her. Come on, man. You have 3 wives. There's no need to be harassing people. Good God. Yewa is also responsible for gifting humans with dreams and imagination. That's cool. Obatala, also known as Orisa Nla, meaning the big Orisa. He is known as the Sky Father. He is often equated with purity and represented by Ala, white cloth, and Efun, white chalk. He is regarded as the creator of Earth and shaping humans from clay. He is also known as the protector of the disabled. Good for him. Oh, so that would be because he's old, and then in the Candomblé describes him as being old. Is his name the same? It's not. It's Obatala here and Oshala here. That's interesting. I wonder if they got it from a different language. It's interesting that the longest description here is for Eshu. So you're at that. Aganju, roughly translating to wilderness of the darkness. Aganju is regarded as the Orisha of the forest, desert, volcanoes, and the wilderness. He was originally a king of the Oyo Empire before being deified after his death. Where's the fucking period, dude? This is unbelievable. Oshosi, he is the Orisha of hunting in the forest, and is another patron of hunters. Olokun, a primordial force present at creation. Olokun, meaning owner of the ocean, is an androgynous Orisha embodying the ocean. They are the parent of the Orishas Aje and Olosa. Where's Olosa? Olosa is not here. Okay. And represents wealth, healing, and the vastness of the sea. Aje, not to be confused with Ayame Aje, she is also called Aje Saluga. Aje is the representation and the Orisha of wealth and economic success. Yas, queen. She is the patron of traders, business people, and markets. The Yoruba word for Monday is called Aje, as it is often the first day of the week when markets open. That's interesting, actually. I like that. I'm going to write that down somewhere. I'm going to write it down here. This is the funnest thing we could be doing here. Okay, so I'm going to write down Aje is Yoruba goddess who Yoruba, I'll just say Orisha, I know what that is. Who gives economic success. I like that idea a lot. I'm just gonna write that down there. Source, no need. Why do all of these gods except for Aje have... What am I doing? Except for Aje have, like, entire pages of their own. I guess most of... It's weird how, like, the documentation of African cultures is, like, so biased, because this, for instance, is really well documented, you know? But, like, I was looking up... What was it? It was the Pular language, which has 6 million speakers. And the Wikipedia page for it basically just says, I don't know, there's stuff in this one, and I'm just like, you don't even have a fucking phonology. How is this allowed? 6 million people speak this language. Oh my god. Like there's an Inuit language, which is Inupiaq, which has 2,000 speakers, and it is like 10 times better, 100 times better documented than Pular. And, like, I think that's a good thing that it's well documented, but also Pular should be well documented too. Why is it, like, excluded from being well documented? Alright, we're gonna keep going. Okay. Oduduwa, regarded as the founder of the Yoruba people and the first Oba of Ife, he is also associated with an androgynous Orisha of creation. Most Yoruba people and their monarchs, most especially, claim descent from Oduduwa. He is the father or grandfather of Oranmiyan, Sanjo, Ajaka, Obalafon, and other Obas of Ife. He is also regarded as an ancestor to the Obas of the Benin Empire. Interesting. Ayangalu is the Orisha of drumming, the patron of the talking drum, and the Orisha of Yoruba music. People born into drumming families often have the prefix Ayan in their first or last names. That's interesting. I'm just gonna put you down there. Ayan Galu is the Orisha of drumming. People born into drumming families often have the prefix Ayan in their first or last names. Neat. Okay, why are we doing this? I am so easily distracted by this stuff. Reincarnation. Oh yeah, this is very neat. I find this part interesting. African diaspora religions. The Yoruba were most exquisite statesmen. Most exquisite. No, it just says exquisite. I would love it if it said most exquisite. Interesting. Candomblé. Oh, just they got a lot of Candomblé most noticeably though. He did what now? Page does not exist. What does the Babalawo mean? Father of the Mysteries. A high priest. Oh, that's neat that a guy in Japan was a Babalawo. Nigerian Chrislam. That's interesting. Oh, come now. This isn't even all the information on... Where's the discussion of the afterworld, I ask? The other world, sorry. I have a book here that has all this information in it, you know. She's cool. What is Yamoja? There are many different transliterations in other languages. Is a major water spirit from the Yoruba religion. She is the mother of all Orishas. She is an Orisha, in this case the patron saint of rivers, particularly the Ogun River in Nigeria. She is not the mother of all Orishas. That's simply not true. She is the wife of one of them, so I should hope she's not. Wait, no. She's Shango's mother, so I guess she could be. Huh. Bring me back. Jesus, they're just out of control. Interesting. The patron spirit of women. All of them. She is the patron deity of the Ogun River. She has other rivers that are dedicated to her throughout Yoruba land. She is also worshipped at almost any stream, creek, springs, in addition to wells and runoffs. Her name is a contraction of the Yoruba words meaning Aye, meaning mother, Omo, meaning child, and Eja, meaning fish. So her name is Mother Child Fish. Mother of Fish Children. That's legit. I love that. That's incredible. Why isn't everybody the mother of fish children, I ask? Wait. I'm just gonna open this up again. Yoruboyan language. Okay. Okay, so... Oyo! Hey, I know what that is. Look at all the languages there are. Native speakers? 55 million? Wow. Well, no wonder it's so well documented. Native speakers, 17,000, question mark? 1.4 million, 2.1 million. This one is a fair number. A divergent Igala dialect, so that's just that one. What about this? How well documented is this language? Vocabulary. So it's on here. It just has like vocabulary and that's it. Olukumi means my friend in the Owe dialect of Yoruba and Igala. Okay, there's literally nothing here. What's this? I'm not sure how to feel about this, to tell you the truth. I should have, you know, there's a lot of music is playing right now. I'm gonna turn the volume on once he starts talking.
Ọmọ láti máa pẹ́ fọba bí wọ́n ṣe kì wá nù gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ṣe gbọ́ ìtàn lọ́dọ̀ àwọn bàbá wa Ìlàró láti ṣàn wá nígbà tí àwọn bàbá wa fi wà ní Ìlàró ẹ̀gbọ́n àtàbúrò ní ìjọba.
This lighting is really interesting. It's like blue, but the shadow tone is very warm.
Ọ̀rọ̀ ọba yìí ló wá dìjà alẹ̀ láàrin àwọn méjèèjì lọ́kàn bá bínú kò gbà wọ́n ti fi tí wọ́n fẹ́ fi ọ̀kan jọba náà àwọn méjèèjì lọ́kàn bá bínú.
He kind of looks like my grandpa.
Ọba wá sí Àwòrò.
He just made like one expression where I was like, he has a similar facial structure. That's so weird.
Òkè yẹn ni à ń pè ní Ọlọ́fin. Ọlọ́fin là ń pòkè ni.
I don't see my grandpa everywhere, you know. Given that his hair is all black, though, I assume he's not as old as my grandpa. That's interesting. When I was at work yesterday, one of my coworkers, whose name is Edgar, he, like, smiled, and I was just like, oh, he really looks like Henry, which is a guy my, mom dated. And I was just like, I'm confused. Yoruba Hymn, Church of the Visitation, Jerusalem. Okay, so they have a couple more. Not sure. What's is that right? I'm gonna check real quick. Where's my goddamn references? Give them to me. Give it to me, I'm worth it, quite frankly. One sec, I'm gonna turn this to that so that I can grab the IPA chart. Give it to me, baby. Okay, where's Gwa? Gwa. Is it not on here? Gwa. Gbe. Am I saying that right? I feel like I might be saying that right. I'm gonna turn that back on. There we go. I feel like I might be saying it right, but I'm not completely. Also, you can't see the whole chart right now. You're missing the like last 2 layers, I think. You're missing part of them. Okay, let's discuss my favorite sounds. Let's listen to a couple of these. Pa. That's like an exhalation, sort of. Interesting. There's not even
Tla, tla.
Kla, kla, no, cha, kla, kla. I'm struggling. What's this?
Ah, ah, ah.
Ah, 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 ah. I don't. There's so few glottals.
Ha, ha.
Ha, ah, ha. No, that's not right. Ha, ah, ha.
Ha, aha. Ha, aha.
He sounds like he's just fucking moaning.
Ha, aha.
Ha, ah, ha. I can't do that without, like, rolling the sound. I don't know why.
Sha, asha. Ja, aja.
This is, like, my favorite sound. This one right here. Isn't this one?
Sha, asha.
I prefer the retroflex, honestly.
Ja, aja.
Ja, a ja versus ja, a ja. I prefer that. Ja, a ja, and ja, a ja. I prefer the retroflex sounds. Apparently these two are pretty rare. I don't think dental sounds are super common. Palatal sounds.
Nya, anya.
Nya, nya. I mustn't.
Nga, anga.
I'm a big fan of nga, honestly. TBH. Didn't I give... I think I gave the Proto-Tazen one a... Yeah, I gave it that. And I gave it like a velar and alveolar series. And a labial series, I guess. And this one doesn't really have that. It has more scattered sounds. It has a complete alveolar series and a somewhat complete labial series and a... this for velar. Awo, him, laki. I want it to sound more Yoruba, so I'm just gonna go here. Also, I like nasal e versus e. I can do that. The reason I didn't include it was that I was like, oh, I can't do that, but I can definitely do that. I think we're gonna just vowel and then what should we do? It just has like oral nasal e. What's the sound? 1 second. This isn't what I wanted. Give me the IPA chart, you bastards. IPA chart, and then we just go and we click on the top thing, which is this. Harmonic consonants. Thank you. Oh, you bastards. This one doesn't have voices. That's why it's worse. I see. Okay, so references. Anishinaabe-Moan. That's not what I wanted. Isn't it phonemic chart? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna listen to the... Do I still have the audio output capture on? Yeah, I do. Okay, so the Yoruba language has and this.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Is that?
Oh.
That one's oh. This is
Oh.
oh. I kind of prefer that. TBH. I think we're just gonna... This one doesn't have lengthened vowels, so I think we're just gonna give this language here a bit of a complicated sort of thing. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Insert row above, and then we're just gonna wait. How did they fill out the spaces? They just don't. They're just like fuck them. Okay, so we're just gonna and where's the merge cells and merge cells. We're just gonna say oral and add a column to the right. Add another column to the right. Wait. Why did that shorten that thing? Stay where you are. Oh, that's why. Okay, so these are just going to be nasal, and these are not going to be lengthened. Wait, I'm doing this in the wrong one. I'm so stupid. Okay, we're giving this to the human language, not this one. This one doesn't need oral. Don't take that out of context. Above, and we merge, This is gonna be oral. We copy. Wait, can I? Ooh. And we paste. Voila. Wait, why are these? No, there's nothing wrong with them. Is it just different? Because, oh, yeah, because it has, this one doesn't have nasal, doesn't have mid-lengthened vowels. So we're just going to say nasal, and these are not going to be lengthened at all. And I think nasal, and these are going to be, did I, wait. So it has rather than is this one. I prefer this one. So I think we're just gonna get rid of O and have this one instead. Fuck O. Frankly, who needs O? We're just gonna write it as O though, because oh, now I need to go through the hassle of putting all the things on here. Okay, so we're just gonna right. Ooh, and we go here, and we go. I hate doing this. Every single fucking time I've looked up, what is it? Come here. Pasito. Wrong thing. Okay, so we're just gonna put this here. And, oh. Why is this one in, is near open, and the nasal varies between open, mid, and near open? Why is this in parentheses? Diphthongs. Okay. Separate syllables. Dialects differ in the number of vowels they have. See above. Okay, cool. I believe. Pasito, pasito. Wait. No, give me, you bastard. Wait, is that correct? You're killing me. Make it 11. Don't fuck with me. I'll ruin your life. It's still got that goddamn outline thing. I hate this. I wish it would just do it normally. Okay, is that correct? It looks like... Am I going crazy? I think I'm going crazy. Highlight color. Known. Thank you. Okay, so that's just for my peace of mind. Maybe we'll just go a little wild with it. Ooh, as compared to ooh, because those aren't nasal. I think. Whew, this is a lot of work. This is not a lot of work. I need to give me special characters, please. Okay, you can't, oh, you can say this. Okay, so the amount of times I've had to do this have frankly driven me insane. It is not easy to do this with a mouse, and it manages to get it wrong literally every fucking time. No, that's not what I wanted. Eh. I'm not going to be doing a lot of writing in this language because I hate using this thing so much. Where's the thing that I want? It's not there. Why does this look more like that to you? Fuck off. Okay, that's... Give me the nya anya one. Why does it only have the capital? In what way does this look like a capital to you? I'm going insane. I am going to kill someone. And the descriptions of them from like the list or whatever are not helpful. Lemon? No, it's not a lemon. This is unbelievable treatment. Why isn't it there? Why does it have capital letter O with horn and tilde? Okay, give me O tilde. Thank you. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. I'm gonna check out the Yoruba. Gua. Qua. 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 Gua. Gua. I can pronounce those. I can pronounce those. I feel very fancy. What does this mean? Da. I don't have all of the fa, sha, but not ja. I have that. What's that? Give me the IPA harmonic consonants card. Where's the upside down F? That's a stop, so it's like a plosive. And it's post-alveolar, and it's not on the chart. Why? Wait, it's palatal? What's it doing there?
Ya, a ya.
That's ya, a ya. Ya, a ya. Ya, a ya. Interesting. Gwo, gwo. Gwo, gwo. Gwo, gwo. Okay. Gwo, gwo. That's pretty interesting. A greeting and whistle. Oh! Oh! I can't whistle. The whistling that some people can do. Oh, so that's just like saying hi at work. That's neat. Bon. To be read. Okay, so this is to be read. So this is a verb derived adjectives. La. Nominal roots are mostly disyllabic. For example, aba, ara, and iba. Monosyllabic and even trisyllabic. Wait, in most verbal and roots are what's disyllabic? A syllable. Is this what is required to be a conlanger? You have to read the entirety of the Wikipedia syllable page. I'm pretty sure this is Journal of African Languages and Linguistics. Its constituent order is subject, verb, object, as in onaare. The bare verb stem denotes a completed action, often called perfect. Tense and aspect are marked by preverbal articles, as in imperfect, present continuous, t past. Although Yoruba has no grammatical gender, it makes the distinction between human and non-human nouns when it comes to interrogative particles. Tani for human nouns, who, and kini for non-human nouns, what? Oh, interesting. Those are called particles? So those are like the same word, but just a human and non-human version. That's interesting. The associative construction assists of juxtaposing nouns in the order modified modifier, as in unupati, apati, inside box, inside of the box. Fira, akande, akande's cap. So it belongs to him and it goes first. Apati also, box for clothes. Apoti also. So June 2008. I'm sorry, man. I don't know anything more about this than you do. Is there a full... There's no full grammar section for this. This makes me very sad. Oh, interesting. Why is there a full thing for that? Arabic influence. Some loanwords. Sanma. Literature. Spoken literature. Bolojo. Music. Ibeyi. Jeez, what don't they sing in? They sing in every language, apparently. And it just means twins. Interesting. Oh, they're pretty new. They just released last year. That's cool. Yoruba song from... One of the first performers of this type of music was in Lagos in the 1930s. Neat. Apala is a music genre developed by the Yoruba people of Nigeria during the country's history as a colony of the British Empire, as a percussion-based style that originated in the late 1970s. Fuji? Juju? Apiri? Apiri? Neat. Well, this is not a lot of information, but I've spent approximately 1 hour on it already, so I think we're good. Is it isolating language with a morpheme to word ratio close to 1 and no inflection is a process of word formation in which a word is modified to express different grammatical categories. So yeah, it's just, you add stuff onto the other things. I'm gonna write that down in the inflection. We'll put that down here. Inflection. When affixes, words are added onto other words to modify them. I have to write all this shit down because otherwise I definitely forget it. I'm gonna scroll that so it's a bit closer to the center of the screen for you. Inflection. And we go back. Vietnamese. What's a morpheme? This article has multiple issues. Thanks for telling me, man. Is the smallest meaningful constituent of linguistic expression. Morphemes are often, but not necessarily, words. Just tell me what it is. Can function independently as words. Bound morphemes. So they're usually just like affixes. Okay. Yeah. Cranberry morphemes? What are cranberry morphemes? Oh, I see. Because cran doesn't mean anything, but it's still a bound morpheme. Okay, so allomorphs. This is so much information. Okay, we're gonna write down that morpheme, something like a word, and example, town or ibble. And then we're just gonna boop that over and have bound morpheme. And are they called unbound morphemes? Free morphemes. Free morpheme. Okay. Is a type of language with a morpheme isolating. I think I'm gonna write this down too. Isolating language. Language with low word to morpheme to word. And isn't Anishinaabe-Moan like the opposite of that? Where's my Anishinaabe-Moan? I think I have it here. My references bit. Hit me with that, Wikipedia. Where is it? It's an inventory of 17 consonants. And these are... does it mean you can do either? Or... sh. Well, I'm glad I was correct to write it as ZH. Yeah. K, G, Ch, Sh, S, D, T, N, P, B. I need to have this in here as well. So I'm just gonna Can you tell I care more about Tazen than I do about other things? Anishinaabe. That's how you can tell it's like a high information language, because the name of the language is that many letters long. Anishinaabe Moen, which is classification. Hit me with it, baby. Oh, that's interesting. There's a lot of Anishinaabe reservations in northern Minnesota and in other northern states. And the highest density appears to be in northern Minnesota, though. That's interesting. Jibwemin. Will it mention up here? But it's Wado Kodain. Wadokain. You gotta pronounce the things for twice as long. Menominee. Menominee is a. Wait. Oh. So there's a town in Wisconsin named Menominee, and that's where I was born, and it's where my dad went to college, and apparently it's just native people, so it's critically endangered. Ooh. Oh, the vowel system is crazy. Only short central vowels. I. Not certain. There's very few things here. There's the m, n, p, t, ch, k, g. No, that's just a g, k, sa. Kind of like sha, sa, sha, ha, ya, wa. It's a really tiny, are there more vowels than there are? No, how many are there? That's 13 vowels and 11 consonants. So there are more vowels than there are consonants in this language. Ya, wa. Interesting. This is very interesting. Agreement can be fusional, e.g., animacy and number are indicated within the same. This is very interesting. This isn't even on stream. I'm just like looking at this. Ojibwe language, which is Anishinaabe-Moan. I'm gonna put it on here so that you can see what I'm seeing. I'm looking for what the classification of the thing is. Despa Grizzly. Sorry. What? What's the no dome? Represents language without a single dominant order. Oh, those are more common than object first languages. No dome. It's funny to have that in the middle. Left right symmetry. Oh, interesting. But where's the part where it talks about isolating versus not isolating? It literally just doesn't. Very cool. Okay, analytic language. This is very interesting. Synthetic fusional agglutinant. Is this the one that's Anishinaabe-Moan is? Agglutination. Does it have a list? No, it doesn't. What's Elamite? Alexander, what the fuck did you do there? You just like completely got rid of Elamite, apparently. Oh, look at that writing script. The scanning quality is incredible. Oh, that's really cool. I love how that looks. That looks kind of like the Steel Ministry writing system in Mistborn. A kind of what is suffix alphnamy? Suffix alphnamy. What's genitive construction? The genitive construction involves... Wait, just tell me what genitive means. We're gonna look up genitive on the other monitor. Genitive meaning, please. Relating to or denoting a case of nouns and pronouns. Noun, a word in the genitive case. Okay, wise guy. And words in grammatical agreement with them indicating possession or close association. Okay, we're just gonna write that down. Genitive, which is cool. So this would be like her, their, mine, I'm thinking. This is so complicated. Do I really think I can do this? Of course I can. I can do anything. I'm unkillable. I'm unstoppable. I haven't been listening to a YouTube video for literally an hour and a half now. I'm gonna turn off the thing so I can do that. Oh, Biblaridian. Your beautiful British accent. Sorry, I'm sipping my drink. I haven't eaten a full meal in over a day, I realize. I just had a lot of, like, candy for lunch. How is water so good? It seems impossible that it's this good. I keep looking at this fucking painting I did of this guy, a random man with no association to any person I know, and I keep looking at it and I'd be like, he looks like Lith whenever I look at it from a distance, and I'm like, stop. It's the fucking hair part, isn't it? And the fact that he's a white man with brown hair. E.g. Lith. Do I have any pictures of Lith on my computer? The answer is yes. One sec, I'm gonna check. And by I'm gonna check, I mean I'm gonna go to the spot where I know for sure I have pictures of Lith. Oh, why? Let me check this out. I'm so glad that the stream can't see this, because this is embarrassing. Oh, he's so handsome. He looks terrible with that haircut, though. What's wrong with him? Every single time he got a haircut while I knew him, it was bad. And I was like, why do you do this? I could cut your hair better than this. Your hairstylist is doing it terribly. I don't care if it's your mother. Go to a gay hairstylist and tell him you're gay, and he'll fix it. I know he will. This is not allowable. Oh my god. I'm literally going to go insane. Did I have this many of them on my phone? I don't think I did. Where did I get all these from? Oh, I'm the worst human being to ever. Oh, those are so slutty. What? I have problems. He's so hairy. What the fuck? Oh my, and he's so thin. Damn. Look at that stomach. It is almost concave. I have problems. Oh my god. You ever just in excruciating pain? Why is he so cute? I'm having issues. Y'all, I'm having, there's a picture, there's the pictures of Lith's legs. Why is his knee square? It's so hairy. Oh my god. Let me check, let me cross compare. Oh my god, that's even hairier than my legs are, like significantly. How does he do it? I want to know his secrets. How does he do it? Oh my god, that's so... I have a weakness for men with hairy legs, I must admit. Oh, and here's this... Oh, this picture is so old. This picture is going to be 4 years old in a couple of months. And by a couple of months, I mean 6 months. It's... Wait, how long will it have been? 9 months, and I'll have known Lith for 5 years. So he took this on the first Halloween that I knew him, because he did 2 different costumes on Halloween, and one of them was like a hipster, and the other one was... No, was it emo? That doesn't look emo, Lith. You know better than that. Oh, he... This is a picture from when he was my age, I'm realizing, because he's 4 years older than me, right? And... Wow. And I knew him 4 years ago, so... Oh my god. I am having problems. It's that hair part. It's always from the left side of the face towards the right. Do I do the same thing with... I do the same thing with my hair. Oh god. This is when he was my age. Oh, that feels weird. Was this? No, because that would be when he was a bit older than me. But this one is... This is... I have problems. How did anyone ever imagine that this man was heterosexual? It's not possible. Look at him. Look at him. He, like, breathes homosexuality. And... Ugh, it hurts. God damn it. This picture is funny because it's a picture of him looking at himself in a mirror. Don't ask. I don't know why he sent me this. I'm pretty sure he just sent me this out of the blue. But it's funny because in the normal version, like the not mirrored version, he looks very handsome, and the other one, he does not look as handsome. And I think it's because the hair part is... Yeah, that would be it. Did the hair part switch? I don't know if the pictures are mirrored. Why does he look so ugly in that one? Lith, you can't wear sweatshirts like that. You have to show off your neck. This is completely inappropriate. Why does his eye... Honey, this is not a good picture. This is not a good look. The colors are bleeding into each other. Get better lighting. And there's this... I have a couple of problems. Not the least of which is that I'm a raging homosexual and I can't do anything about it. Oh my god. That is such a cute face. Ugh. It's such like a... Oh my god. Mm-hmm. He would look good with long hair, though. He would. He has so much facial hair. You would not... You, viewer who is listening to me right now, would not believe... I'm clutching my breast. God damn it. He's so cute. Look at that nose shape. That's just barely curved. It's perfect. I love that nose shape. It's also like distinctly not British, because British people have that fucking concave nose. Get that out of here. Give me the slightly outward curved nose any day of the week. Ugh, look at that face. Meow. Oh, God, he's so pretty. How often do they make men like this? Can I get another one, please? Look at that snoot. Oh, I just love his nose so much. I commented on this constantly when I knew him. I love this picture of him too, because he's smiling in it and it looks like a real smile, because most of the time when he smiles he's a bit too withdrawn about it. But in like a good Lith smile you can see his teeth, and his teeth are a little weird, so that's why he doesn't do big smiles, even though they're they're very cute and I'm dying. I do like this one though, I must admit. You can tell that I really like his smiles when he's like that, because that's the only picture of him smiling I have saved to my computer. And then there's this picture which is not of him but looks a lot like him, and I saw it randomly and I was just like, what is Lith doing there? How did he get to Russia? Why is he dressed like that? But that's not him. It just looks a lot like him. It's just that Lith is like a very stereotypically attractive man. So like if I see a stereotypically attractive man, there's a decent chance he looks like Lith, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, I find this picture very funny. Why do I have this picture on my phone? The lighting in this picture is terrible. His hand looks like it's the wrong shade of skin color because he's pretty pale. Oh, that is a fucking triangular ass figure. Tell you what. I can't say what I'm thinking, but I'm really thinking it. Oh my god, that was... He's so pretty. And so hairy. The line, like the line from his belly button, like up to his clavicle is just fur. It's fur. And then there's this, which is just his pretty eyes, and that's his ass. No, it's not. It doesn't have his ass in it, I swear. It's just a picture of his back, which is a bit hairy. It's not very hairy between the shoulders, though. I think I can see a bit there. That's a dog kennel. Lith, get back in your kennel. His ass looks non-existent in this picture, and I blame it on the loose jeans. Oh, I like this picture. Meow. Oh, you can see the muscle. How long have I been doing this for? Am I okay? I've been doing this for at least 7 minutes. For a maximum of like 15 minutes, I think. Oh god, that. I have problems. The only reason I find him attractive is that I like him so much. Because I generally don't care about how people look unless I like them. But meow. That is a whole man. Look at those hands. I do not have very manly hands. I have delicate, lady-like hands. Which is funny. Earlier today I was with the coworker who I was calling honey all day and babe and whatever, and he like showed me his hands and I was like, he just has my hands but bigger. I was like, thank God I'm not the only one with beautiful lady hands. Look at that. But I cannot resist some slightly manly hands. I cannot. I don't know why I don't have thousands of viewers. This is highly entertaining content. Look at that body, though. That's a normal man's body, but I like it so... I like how normal men look, okay? Don't judge me for it. It's normal. It's literally normal. Look at... God. I don't know if I like how he looks with facial hair or without facial hair more. Because, like... with facial hair, do I have any good with facial hair pics on my... I'm just gonna compare for myself. Oh yeah, I have this one. This isn't a very good picture though. God, that... Ugh, I'm dying, guys. If this man doesn't come back, I'm just gonna die. I think I like Lith without facial hair a bit more. Because I like the twink look. He's objectively not a twink because of, like, the sheer amount of hair on that boy. But his face, very twink-like. He starts to look like a man. Like an entire-ass man when he has facial hair. But he's just a baby boy. I have problems. Look at that tasty, tasty man. What is this? He's so angry. He's so angry and small. That room is so dirty. Let's clean up your clothing. Oh my god. Catan and Ticket to Ride and shit up on that shelf. Look. I'm sorry, but he's so angry. He's so angry. Oh god. It just occurred to me that with facial hair, he looks a lot like how they illustrate Joseph Smith as looking. So, no facial hair, please. Ugh. He's so cute. I have problems. This picture is objectively cute, though. There's nothing you could say to me to convince me this picture is not cute. One time when I was video calling with him, he brought his cat out. No, what was happening, he was walking toward his house, and he lives out in the country a little bit, and his cat wandered up to him, and he started cuddling with his cat on video call with me, and it's so cute, I could die, and I took screenshots of it, thank God. That cat has kind of a funny story, because it was a kitten when Lith's mom, like, crunched its head on accident. Like, she was getting out of her car, and when she closed the car door, she heard a crunch, and it was the kitten's head in the car door. And she was just like, oh no. And he did live. He just did not have a normal brain afterward, which makes sense. And he might have died, actually, because apparently they just stopped seeing him, which is why you shouldn't keep your cats permanently outside, people. It's a bad idea. When I'm an adult, I'm just going to keep them inside. Period. When I have my own house. I guess I'm already an adult. You shouldn't do that. You should always get your pets fixed. Always. Don't bullshit me. Always do it. And you should take care of them. And you shouldn't buy pugs or French bulldogs unless it's from a shelter, because those animals should not be bred. They should not. It is unhealthy for everyone involved, and they should not be bred. So those are my tips. I don't care if you have small dogs or cats or pigeons, or actually do get a pigeon for a pet. Pigeons make very good pets, according to thousands of years of human domestication. So do get a pigeon for a pet, and yeah. This is my official advice. But the part about always fixing your pets is not advice. That's fact. Always fix your pets. I don't care. Don't just let them wander around and breed with other animals ad nauseum. It's bad. There shouldn't be loads of babies wandering around and getting killed and shit like that. If they can't be taken care of, they shouldn't be brought into existence. So, fix your pets. And we're the ones responsible for making sure that they do or don't get brought into existence. Not them themselves. They're animals. They can't control when they get horny. But we can. I just really like this picture of Lith. I'm realizing. Meow, look at that man. Oh, he's so cute. He is made all the better by his small size. If he was larger, I would be like, that is a hot man. But the fact that he's very small makes me be like, I would wife this man instantly. Under any circumstances. Give him to me. I want him. Okay, I'm gonna turn on another YouTube video. Lith segment is over. Every stream has one. Tlacani. 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 Wait. Most verbal roots are monosyllabic of... Oh, what does this mean? Da, dan. Okay, so it's consonant and then a nasal. Okay, that makes sense. I approve. I'm excellent. I approve this action. I like that, actually. Gulp. I do like the sound gulp, though. Maybe we can do that for Tayson. Apo is two syllables, I think, because apo, so it's two. Apo. Su. Ofe. No, that's one syllable, so apo is just fine. Okay, let's add that into the roots verb. Let's put this here. Verbs are monosyllabic with a structure, verb roots. CV. So this would make sense. It would just have this not be it. Or it would have ma be an option. I think I'm just gonna add ma to this. And ra can stay as well, but that's not going to be in verbs. So apo, ponga. I think I just onga will do. O, son, yen. I don't. Do I dare? I do dare. Fuck them. Fuck all the haters. I am taking dentals out. Tazen's syllable thing is getting smaller and smaller by the day. Okay, so this goes about to here. Syllables? Who needs them, quite frankly? I don't need them. Not syllables, but consonants? I've never even met her. That's an extremely funny joke. This one, there's so much space. This is like the exact opposite of the Tazen one, which is there's no space. I also made it with like no guidance whatsoever, just pure intuition. Okay, that works, I feel like. I'm gonna make alveolar a bit smaller and this a bit bigger. Yeah, that's fine. Because the Tazen one is phonemic chart. Yeah, it had this would make what's his fucking name? Biblaridian go into a froth. Because there are bilabial, labiodental, dental, alveolar, postalveolar, retroflex, velar, and glottal sounds. Whereas in this Tazen pre-line, there's labial, alveolar, retroflex, velar, and glottal sounds. This is a svelte chart, though, which I feel glad for. Much more svelte than this one, which is a bit more varied. But you know what? I can do whatever the fuck I want, and I won't handle the haters. I can't. Okay, so we're just gonna get rid of the th sound. Tien? No, I mustn't. Tien? I think Tien works. Tien, Tsen, we'll say Tsen and Wong. There's Ong, just to grow. Shots or son. And Lar generally has Ade. I like how those are. Apo, Ko, Onga, Son, Sen, Unga. I'm just gonna get rid of these temporarily. Ungo? I think I like ungo. Ungo, which is to grow. Apoko. A lot of them have that, so. Ooh, maybe I could just say that only back vowels are back and are the ends of ungu, I like that, ungu, onga, no, wait, that's probably just how I'm gonna have it be, like just by default, so I'm just gonna add only You know, I'm going to say this really fancy terminating vowels, which probably means something else. But fuck you. Okay, so that would just be how I would have it anyway. Except for shot. With shot, we need to change it. No, that's correct. Po, won, ingu, apo, 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 apo. Langu. Is that correct? Sha, po, won, tsihin, 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 tsihin. That's correct. Okay. My fucking so we wanted to make sentence types. I'm just gonna let him play. Let him cook. Ugh, water is so good. I've been doing this for nearly 2 hours and I've made almost no progress. I can turn me scouring Wikipedia into content though, which makes it useful. Excuse me. So Latin is subject, object, verb, huh? It's kind of weird because French and Spanish are both subject, verb, object, I think. And is Italian? I think Italian is too. I don't actually know though. Kind of funny that Latin would be like that and not its children though. So verb derived adpositions, they would follow the leader, Say where you are. That's not what I wanted. Follow the leader. And that would go... Would they be postpositions then? Because they're derived from verbs and verbs are after... Where did I put... Oh, oh there it is. So these would be postpositions. I'm thinking this is going to be a gluten. Agglutinated, we're gonna put that here. Nyami anaya naoa isari nahaya inaya naora hayana agglutinated. Agglutinative language. Your dreams come true. What's polysynthetic? Formerly holophrastic, are highly synthetic languages, languages in which words are composed of many morphemes. Polysynthetic language typically have long sentence words, such as the Yupik word, tuntus, ukatar, nikseten, setting, kitigtok. Yeah, that's a very long word. Reindeer hunt, future, say, negative, again. He has not said again. He had not said again that he was going to hunt reindeer. Interesting. Alignment, nominative, accusative, ergative, absolutive. Ugh. Ugh. There's so many things. Ah. Orthosyntactic. Syntactic. I love the English language. I can't pronounce any of the words in it. Okay, so polysynthetic. They're highly inflected languages. What does inflected mean? Okay, agglutinative. Oh, isn't that just the same thing as agglutinative? Words may contain many different morphemes to determine their meanings, but all of these morphemes tend to remain unchanged after their union, so this is not a rule. Morphemes are usually unchanged after union. After they got married. Okay, so, and now we have, we'll put fusional languages and then isolating. Polysynthetic. We're just gonna write all these down. Polysynthetic. Get ratioed. Okay, so that'll do. So we'll say that I think we're gonna say that the Taysan language is agglutinative and this one is isolating. Get ratioed. Look at this ostentatious trash. Because the verbs are, so they would also be postpositions. I'm just gonna write that in here. Look at this ostentatious trash. I just love it when she says that so much. Also, when I get like really into being a homosexual around other people, I start to talk like that, and it's not intentional. I don't normally talk like that. I just like adopt this like gay ass voice for no reason whatsoever. Can't believe that. She. Lucky nato. So we're gonna say, yeah, so this one doesn't have a limit on which things can end a word, which is neat. Other than, you know, various codas. Lucky nato awo. It would be awo? Yeah, wo would be its own thing there. Sa, 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 v, one, when, avan, zak, o, jati. So we're gonna have Tayson more so sound like Yoruba, but it also has, you know, speaker and animate. This funny ass pronoun, which is just me and the boys, basically. As apo, and apo, which is just stress on different vowels, I guess. Ko, unga, onga. I'm having problems. I see that and I go onga, but I'm wrong. God damn it. The person, the animal, see. Okay, so look at this ostentatious trash. We're gonna have descriptive verbs. And what are our rules? God, there's so many rules in today's society. You can't say anything without it being called a slur. Descriptive verbs. So this is just colors, lengths, shit like that. But they're verbs, not like I am talling. Would be I am tall. I talling, dude. What can I say? That's literally a lie. Topa, 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 topa. I like that. Topa. Okay, so I wish I could just copy paste him. Literally my life. Topa, topa, topa. That's a verb meaning tall. Topa, topa. To be large, let's say. Topa. And maybe give myself a. This feels really limited. Nonga, nonga, nong, nong, nong. Wait, is this right? Yeah. Nong is E small. And this is agglutinative, so these would glom onto other stuff. Agglutinative, but I think I have different things be agglutinative or not. Like descriptive verbs can agglutinate, but not adjectives. No. Topa, topa, topa. Oh, the baby. So cutesy dootsy. So incredibly cutesy dootsy. Almost painfully cutesy dootsy. So, topa. And what else do we need? Colors, probably. We'll say, we'll just make a cold and a warm. Topa. And I just like saying that. Nong. Nong. Khan. 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 Khor. 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 Like that. I like that. I like having it be both. Warm. In my what does he say in my warm but evil Ford? Is that what in my warm but evil truck? Warm. In my warm. My worm. To be to be warm. Warm. Kolpa. Kolpa. I just like saying that. Kolpa. Apple. I really like puh. That sound is barely in Tayson. And I mean barely. There's, let me check how many words there are with puh as the sound and as the starting sound. There are, there's one. Ah, there's literally one. It's potty, which is acorn's body. Potty. Quilly. Why do I have these? I'm disgusted by myself, quite frankly. The phonemic chart, why is pa even there? Oh, because it's ba. How often is ba in a sound? How many words starting with ba? There's not that many. There are some though. Ban, bash, basi, basku, bathe, be, bin, binimi, boen, bore, bothen, booth, buva, kandi, kanvues, chai, chadas, chenga, chenga, yeah, it's chenga, chan, chasi, chavu, che, it's che, che. And then we need one that's just to be cool. Cold. Fern. Fern. Fun. 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 I like that. Fun. Me muttering to myself. I like that. Fun. I think that should be fun. 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 Where do we... Give me your juice. Fun, to be small, to be big. How many words are there in this? There's 6, 10, 14, 16, 20 words. I think that's all we need, fellas. Fricative, approximate. Why isn't this I'm disgusted. Okay. So if we wanted to write, for instance, for completely random reasons, if we wanted to write, the person sees the big animal, it would be Vanga par topa onga, which should be person, animal, big thing, sees. Bigging. Cool, so I know how to do that at least. Fun. Hur. I love R sounds. Hur. Are diphthongs? Aren't those like two vowels that make a sound together? And this one is noun-derived adjectives and nouns. So this is prepositions. Wait. So these are postpositions. The person, the big thing, the animal sees. Okay, so if we wanted to write that, it would come before. So zak be correct. Yeah, zak. The zak koptom. I'm such a fucking idiot. No, wait. It would have to be... Because the Taysan language has... SOV, so they would be post positions, yeah. I'm a genius and I'm always correct. What do we have in this one? Yeah. Didn't I kind of fuck this up? Yeah, because... Yeah, because this is partially head final and partially head to national. Is Taysan fully head final? Because it's got... Yeah, because it's got verb-derived adjectives, not... Yeah. Yeah. You know what, I can do whatever the fuck I want. How is plural marked in Yoruba? Tani, tani, ta, da, ta, da. Interesting. Doesn't say anything about plurality here. Wait, no, it does. Excuse me. And they're noun derived, so jati kop tak tak and we'll just come up with basically alright, I need to add something that means two, so cool, 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 like that, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. And many is something for many. Haza. Iza. Iza. Like Iza. Iza. Okay. Give me that old Mandarin for. Is there not any, like. Mm. Ta. 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 Young. 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 So not much information from Old Mandarin. We're gonna steal this from Yoruba, which is I think it's too late for me to focus on this any longer. I did my best, boys, and I'm out now. Okay, we just need to draw something and then day's over. I've been wearing my drawing glove this whole time. Oh god. I look forward to when I'm not doing school so that I can just... what's happening? Where's the... there it is. I'm gonna turn these on even though I didn't change them. Don't tell them I didn't change the fun fact. They mustn't know. I'll just sketch Shay real quick. 0408. Okay. No one will ever know that I just sketched Shay. No one will ever know. Don't do that. I am incapable of drawing Shay's nose in the first try. This stream is... I think this is the best stream I've ever done, because this is just me looking at Wikipedia and like reading it out loud, and or looking at Lith and being like, I am so homosexual, or not doing anything at all and just sitting here silently. That's a very tilted nose. Untilt your nose, Shay. I won't stand for it. Something funny about Shay is that I talk about him enough that people, like my family, knows who he is. And people that aren't my family also know who he is. It's just kind of funny to me. I almost always draw Shay with a monolid. It's because I tend to just not draw eyelids at all. I'll draw him with, what's it called? Can't remember what it's called. Why does he look so devilish? Looks so mischievous. Me and my precise level of control over Shay's face. I can't have him looking like anything other than my perfect princess. You can tell it's Shay mostly because I always give him the same mouth, which is just this like really cat mouth looking thing. Oh, can you imagine if Shay had that face, Shay? That would be insane. That's a brick jaw, honey. God damn. Why am I talking like that? I think getting to be gay at work makes me like this. There we go. Perfectly sliding in there. Why are his features so large on his face? Stop this. Stop the violence. Fixed. Okay. I'm gonna give him elf ears for this one. Something funny to me about Galadriel is that she does almost nothing in the Silmarillion. Like, literally almost nothing. She, like, moves to Middle Earth and then doesn't do anything else, basically. Despacito. This is Elfshay. Oh my god, he's so pretty. The neck is too long. Literally the only person I ever draw is Shay. I don't know how to draw people that aren't Shay. If you show me a person that isn't Shay, I just go, who is that? What brand of Shay is that? Ragim. That's pretty correct. We're gonna give him a side cut again, because that's all I know how to draw. It's literally not true. I do really like the way I draw them though, so I have defenses. What I can't stand? People who feather their lines. Stop feathering, you cowards. It's fine when Karina Drawfee does it though. She gets a pass. I'm curious. Do you think I like the idea of a culture that has like facial tattoos. I'm not putting them in the spot that native tattoos, or at least Inuit tattoos, would be for obvious reasons. Their eyes look too far apart. I just called Shay they. Shay has canonically had they them pronouns at least one point, so it's not wrong to call him they. kind of a fan of this shade design, TBH. I don't like that it looks like he's jutting out his jaw, though. He should be in a more ladylike posture. That's more appropriate. There we go. Alright. Thank you for joining me today, fellas. Hope you had a good one. Hope you had a good time listening to all of this. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.